Shabbat shalom, everybody.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom, everybody.
Shabbat shalom.
Hallelujah. We thank the Most High Yahuah, and we thank him for his precious son, Mashiyach, Yahusha. We thank him for his goodness, kindness, and his mercy on today. And we're going to go ahead and get ready to start our service. And we will have the blowing of the shofar by Zazakan and Gabar Yahuah. And immediately after the blowing of the shofar, we will have slow-mo to bring us in with prayer. And then we will proceed and go into our lesson. Let everybody stand. We'll turn towards the east, facing Jerusalem. And we'll have the blowing of the shofar by Zazakan and Gabar Yahuah. Before we get started, we want to give honor to our senior Moray, consulted by Yashra'al, and Hidisha Sadiqua. We thank the Most High for them, Most High giving them safe travel out to the congregation today, and thank the Most High for each and every last one of you. Just want to say, love each and every last one of you, always lifting you up in my prayers. And, you know, we're living in a season where inside of the congregation and outside, you know, Hashatan and his people, his constituents or whatever, they are trying their best to smear our image as a people. And you have to know what's going on right now. And I tell y'all, pay attention to society and what goes on around you. And if you notice, you hear a lot about reparations lately. It just seems to be the topic of conversation. But that's key to something. And I often like to tell people, you are not going to get reparation from the man. They're not just going to give it to you. Matter of fact, what they want to give you, I was listening to one politician, and she was talking about maybe the sum of about $100 billion. The United States of America has made trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars off of slavery. Not only slavery, when you come out of slavery, you still had to do it like, what was it? Jim Crow lasted about 94 years or 70?
Reconstruction before that.
The Reconstruction before then. The Jim Crow era, decades. I mean, it's just so much you had to go, they could never repay you for that. And so, when you hear so much about reparation nowadays, you gotta know it's the Most High. We're living in the time now. Our deliverance is not as far off as people think it. There's some things to take place. So when you deliver reparation, you hear this conversation. Let me tell you something about the Most High. He gets it out there. And what he wants to do is make them acknowledge it. And they're going to acknowledge that there was a wrong done. And these people weren't repaid. Now with that, what you have to understand is judgment is coming to the nations. It's inevitable. It's coming. But one thing you got to know about the Most High, when we go look at, and we read about like Sodom and Gomorrah, we read about when Israel was in Egypt. Now, the Most High don't just go up into a nation and just destroy them. He doesn't work like that. One thing he always will do, he will send a message to the nation by way of his witnesses, no matter who they are. And he will give that nation an opportunity to do what? The right thing, or make things right. Once he does that, if they don't hearken to with his word, or meet his command or whatever, then he brings about justice. And what you're seeing, the Most High told you, he is the redeemer of who? Of Yashra'al. Ain't no man gonna do it for you. Because first of all, there is not in it to do it for you. He wants to get it for you because you know what? He ain't going to get you a trillion. He's going to get everything for you. They'll never be able to give you what he want to get from him. He's going to get it for you. And so that's why you got to pay attention to what's going on. And we're living in a time we just really need to be mindful and be prayerful. And keep one another lifted up in prayers. But without any further ado, we're going to go ahead and go into this lesson. We're going to close this out today. We've been doing a series of a fundamental approach and understanding to the Hebrew Scriptures. And like I said, I did this because there were some disagreements or some concerns with some lessons that I taught by, some of the viewing audience or someone listening in. And I said, a lot of people, and you don't fault the people, they've never known what they were reading. They had no understanding of what they were reading and what the book was about and who it was about. So we decided to do this series. And after I get through with this, I'm going to go ahead and deal with Isaiah 53 and the suffering servant. And that particular chapter, y'all might not know it, is very key to understanding the Scriptures. If you can understand what's going on in Isaiah 53, it will give you a very thorough understanding of what's going on in the good news, of what we call the New Testament. But in order to get an understanding of what's going on in Isaiah 53, we're going to have to go back to Leviticus and get an understanding. And so we're going to do this. I think it's imperative that we have that understanding to see what's going on. And it's one of the things, well, let me tell y'all something. As a community, as a body of believers living as a community, one thing you have to have is legislation to govern a body of people. And the Most High gave us that in the form of the law. The law, statutes, and commandments. But one thing that Israelites are guilty of is we focus so much on the law that we forget about the covenant of faith that he made with Abraham, which was passed on to Israel. And this is where we have gone wrong. We've put so much emphasis on the law till we can't even see the depths of what Mashiyach came to do for Israel.
That's good. That's good.
We just get along like he hasn't done really anything. It never even crosses our mind. But when we get through Isaiah 53, by the time we get through going into that, and then you're going to realize, wait a minute. We can't look at him. We have to look at him in a different light and in a different manner. But we're going to deal with a lot, and Leviticus is the key to understanding that. And without any further ado, let's go. We're going to turn to Yahuah 15 and 24. Yahuah, Matthew 15 and 24. We're going to ask Zarba Khan to go ahead and read for us.
Yahuah or Matthew 15 verse 24. But he answered and said, I am not sent, but unto the lost sheep of the house of Yashra'al.
Read again.
Matthew 15 and 24. But he answered and said, I am not sent, but unto the lost sheep of the house of Yashra'al.
These are the words of Mashiyach Yahusha. He said, I'm not sent, but to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Why was he sent to the house of Israel? Anybody?
Bring them back into covenant relationship with the Father.
Hallelujah. To bring them back into covenant relationship with the Father. Who sent them?
Father.
The Father. For what reason?
Bring them back into a covenant.
Bring them back into covenant relationship. Okay then. Let's go to Tehillim, Psalms 119, 172, and 173. Let's go down to 176 here.
119, 173 to 176.
172 to 176.
Tehillim or Psalms 119 verse 72. The law of your mouth is better unto me than thousands of gold and silver. Your hands have made me and fashioned me. Give me understanding that I may learn your way, your commandments. They that fear you will be glad when they see me, because I have hoped in your word. I know, Yahuah, that your judgments are right, and that you in faithfulness have afflicted me. Let, I pray you, your merciful kindness be for my comfort, according to your word, unto your servant.
You went to 76?
Yep.
Okay then. 119?
119, 72 to 76.
Read 76 for me again.
Psalms 119, verse 76.
176. Yeah, 172 to 176.
Oh, okay. 119. I thought you said 72 to 76. What's that? Okay, wait a minute. Hold on now.
Yeah, whatever you do.
Yeah. Okay, Tehillim or Psalms 119, verse 172. My tongue shall speak of thy word, for all thy commandments are righteousness. Let thine hand help me, for I have chosen thy precepts. I have longed for thy salvation, O Yahuah, and thy law is my delight. Let my soul live, and it shall praise thee, and let your judgments help me. I have gone astray like a lost sheep. Seek thy servant, for I do not forget your commandments.
He said, I've gone astray like a lost sheep. Seek your servant, for I have not forgotten your commandments. All right, let's go to Jeremiah 50, starting at verse 4 to verse 6. So anytime you stray away from Yahuah's commandments or whatever, you're what? A lost sheep.
Yirmiyahu or Jeremiah 50 verse 4. In those days and at that time, saith Yahuah, the children of Yashra'al,
The children of who?
of Yashra'al, Israel, shall come, they and the children of Yahudah or Judah together, going and weeping. They shall go and seek Yahuah their Elohim.
Okay, then you left somebody out here. You said the children of Yashra'al and the children of Yahudah.
Right?
What about the children of the strangers?
So he left out the other nations in the
Yeah, you left out other nations.
Same.
The children of Israel shall come, they and the children of Judah together, going and weeping. They shall go and seek Yahuah, their Elohim.
Okay, then, the children of Israel and Judah together, going and weeping, they shall what? Go and seek their Elohim. And so this is what we have to bring out stuff like that, because people have lost their minds. This book has always been a book of possession. It shows possessiveness. It's about a groom and his bride. A Savior and his people he came to save. A Redeemer and the people he came to redeem. Go ahead, son.
Yirmiyahu 50, verse 5. They shall ask the way to Zion with their faces thitherward, saying, Come and let us join ourselves to Yahuah in a perpetual covenant that shall not be forgotten.
Okay, it said, they shall ask, well, who's the they? Israel. Northern kingdom, southern kingdom. You don't hear anything else about any other nation or people being mentioned right here. And they shall what? Come and let us join ourselves to Yahuah in a perpetual covenant that shall not be forgotten. Now, listen to what Yahuah has to say through the mouth of the prophet. Go ahead.
Jeremiah 50, verse 6. My people have been lost sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray. They have turned them away. On the mountains, they have gone from mountain to hill. They have forgotten their resting place.
Moses said, my people have been lost sheep. That lets you know he has a people. And he told you who his people are. The children of Israel. Israel, northern kingdom, and Yahuah, southern kingdom. Let's go to Yahuah, or John, the 4th chapter.
Yahuah or John 4 verse 1. When therefore Yahuah knew how the Pharisees had heard that Yahusha Mashiyach made and baptized more disciples than John, though Yahusha Mashiyach himself baptized not, but his disciples, he left Judea and departed again into Galilee. And he must needs go through Samaria. Then cometh he to a city of Samaria, which is called Sychar, near to the parcel of ground that Jacob gave to his son Yahusha. Now Jacob's well was there. Yahusha, therefore being weary with his journey, sat thus on the well, and it was about the 6th hour. There cometh a woman of Samaria to draw water. Yahusha saith unto her, Give me to drink. For his disciples were gone away into the city to buy meat. Then saith the woman of Samaria unto him, How is it that you, being a Yahudim or a Jew, asketh drink of me, which am a woman of Samaria? For the Jews have no dealings with the Samaritans. Yahusha HaMashiach answered and said unto her, If thou knewest the gift of Elohim, and who it is that saith to thee, Give me to drink, thou wouldest have asked of him, and he would have given thee living water. The woman saith unto him, Sir, thou hast nothing to draw with, and the well is deep, from whence then hast thou that living water? Art thou greater than our father Jacob or Jacob, which gave us the well and drank thereof himself and his children and his cattle? Yahusha HaMashiach answered and said unto her, Whosoever drinketh of this water shall thirst again. But whosoever drinketh of the water that I shall give him shall never thirst. But the water that I shall give him shall be in him a well of water springing up into everlasting life. The woman saith unto him, Sir, give me this water, that I may thirst not, that I thirst not, neither come hither to draw. Yahushua HaMashiach saith unto her, Go, call your husband, and come hither. The woman answered and said, I have no husband. Yahusha said unto her, Thou hast well said, I have no husband. For thou hast had 5 husbands, and he whom thou now hast is not your husband. And that saidest thou truly. The woman saith unto him, Sir, I perceive that thou art a prophet. Our fathers worship in this mountain, and ye say that in Jerusalem is the place where men ought to worship. Yahushua HaMashiach saith unto her, Woman, believe me, the hour cometh when ye shall neither in this mountain nor yet at Jerusalem worship the Father. Ye worship ye know not what. We know what we worship, for salvation is of the Jews. But the hour cometh, and now is, when the true worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth, for the Father seeketh such to worship him. Elohim is a Yahuah, and they that worship him must worship him in the Yahuah and in truth. The woman saith unto him, I know that Hamashiach cometh. I know that the Hamashiach cometh, which is called Yahusha. When he is come, he will tell us all things. Yahusha saith unto her, I that speak unto you am he. And upon this came his disciples, and marveled that he talked with the woman. Yet no man said, What seekest thou? Or why talkest thou with her? The woman then left her water pot, and went her way into the city, and saith to the men, Come see a man which told me all things that ever I did. Is not this Hamashiach? Then they went out of the city and came into him. And in the meanwhile, his disciples prayed him, saying, Hamashiach, eat. But he said unto them, I have meat to eat that you know not of. Therefore said the disciples one to another, Have any man brought him out to ought to eat? Continue. Yahusha saith unto them, My meat is to do the will of him that sent me, and to finish his work. Say not ye there are yet 4 months, and then cometh harvest? Behold, I say unto you, lift up your eyes, and look on the fields, for they are white already to harvest.
That's good right there. So verse 34, he said, My meat is what? To do the will of him who has sent me. Who sent him? And to finish his work. So what is that work that he's sent to finish?
Bringing about the
Say that again.
bringing about the Yashra'al back under the covenant.
Okay then. Bringing them back Yashra'al, or bringing them back into covenant relationship. And how does he do that? Okay, by dying? Well, I mean, you can be a little more descriptive on what process of dying.
Yes.
Not too much.
That's shot and drive by.
So if you tell me that the work was to bring them back into covenant relationship, what's required for the covenant? The shedding of his blood. There has to be, remember we talked about the covenant, there has to be what? An offer, a proposal, then acceptance, blood ratification, and what? Covenant bill. So he came to bring them back into covenant relations. This is the work that he comes to complete or to finish. Because remember, that was something started at where? Sinai. That went awry with the making of the golden calf, right? Remember, Yashra'al's marriage never was consummated. So, when we look at the passage in Yahuah 4, I'm going to ask all the can to go back up to verse 1 and start reading again. I just want to hit something. I like to see how you obtain information that is very important.
Yahuah 4 verse 1. Yahuah 4 verse 1. When therefore Yahuah knew how the Pharisees had heard that Yahusha Mashiyach made and baptized more disciples than John, though Yahusha HaMashiach himself baptized not, but his disciples, he left Judea and departed again into Galilee.
He left Judea and parted again where? Galilee. Into Galilee. Why Galilee?
That's where the breach was at.
That's where the breach was. What breach?
Northern Kingdom?
Okay, Northern Kingdom, but give me a little more information.
The children of Israel.
Okay, children of Israel, but what happened to the children of Israel? Why Galilee? Why was it so important for him to go into Galilee?
Isn't that what a breach was?
That's what the breach was, but you got to tell me what breach. That's the reason why I asked this question, because it's certain things you have to keep in your mind in order to keep you on track and keep you with the right understanding. What was one of the most talked about captivity outside of Egypt? Them being in
Babylon? The Syrian?
the Syrian.
Right.
It was at Galilee that the Syrians busted up in there and took Northern Kingdom into captivity. So all with them, when you see Galilee, when you're reading the Good News, what we call the New Testament, or whenever you see that word Galilee, always let Assyria come to your mind. That's key. But you don't know when we read the Good News, so much is focused on the house of Israel. When we read this whole passage, was this woman a Samaritan?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she was.
Mm-hmm. No, she was Israelite.
She was an Israelite. How do we know that? How do we identify? Yeah, she said my father. And she named her father, Jacob. So when we're looking at that, you got to know that there's a focus on this one group of people. Why? That's why Galilee is so important. If you can make a connection